Okay, so thank you guys for being on the new ambassador training. As you might know, we broke it up and we're trying a new format. So last week we did kind of just the basics to being an ambassador with the products. And tonight we're going to talk a little bit more about kind of the basics to the business. I want to thank Sarah Cunningham, who co-hosted with me last week. She reformatted the PowerPoints and helped break them up, so I want to thank her for doing that. She's actually hiding right now in the car to be on the training because she's on vacation with a bunch of kids. So we know how that goes. Let me go ahead. I'm going to share my screen. And I'm also recording. Let me share my screen here. And bear with me. My desktop setup, I have 3 monitors. So I noticed last week on the training when I did it. So what are you guys seeing right now? Are you seeing the PowerPoint presentation? Okay, good. I noticed last week, though, when I shared on the call, it was not the correct slideshow. So I'm just going to keep it on the slides right now, just because I think with my 3 monitors, it's messing it up. So welcome to the training, Starting Your Business. And this is just the outline of what we're going to go over tonight, just the basics, right? We could spend so much time on all of these individual topics, but tonight we're going to talk about some tips to get started, what it means to really be your own CEO and what that looks like. We're going to talk about an action plan for when you're a brand new ambassador and what those initial goals look like. We're going to talk about what do you do when you have someone interested. You know, this can happen if you're looking for it or not. Even people who are wholesale ambassadors, somebody might see you drink your pink drink and then all of a sudden they're interested. What do you do? We're going to talk more about the compensation plan, what that looks like. I know in the beginning it's kind of confusing. We get paid so many different ways. And I know for me personally, it took a while for it to click. It took a while for the point system to click. So we're going to talk about that. And then we're going to end with setting yourself up for success and some tips and what that looks like. And as you know, with all of my trainings, guys, please, this is definitely informal. If you have a question, unmute yourself. There should be a little icon on your Zoom. Right now, everyone's muted. You also can chat. There is a mechanism in Zoom. So if you can't speak, you can chat your question, and I'll certainly answer any of those at the end. So congrats on starting your Plexus business if you're a brand new ambassador. I don't know about all of you on the call, but most of us got into this by accident. I know I did not join as an ambassador for the business. Certainly some of you might, but I did not. I joined just for the discount. So, you know, that's great. You are now your own CEO. And the thing I love about, you know, network marketing in general, it is just an awesome industry. But now, you know, the sky's the limit. You can work your business however you choose to and whatever goal you set. So whether you're on the call because you want to get your products for free and that's all you want to do, that's totally fine. Or if your ultimate goal is to get to the top of the company and get diamond, that's awesome too. And we're here to support you. If you're here to work the business though, the one thing that is so important is be committed, right? Be all in. What I mean by that is don't treat your Plexus business like a hobby. If you treat it like a hobby, then you're going to get hobby results and you're going to get hobby paychecks. If you are working it like a real business, then you're going to get real business results and a real business paycheck. That does not mean, though, you have to work it 40 hours a week. And certainly don't look at, you know, how I work it now because it is my full-time job, right? I was able to quit my job. And now for those of you maybe who see me on social media a lot, like, man, she's online all day long working Plexus. I really not, but you know, I'm doing it from like 9 to 2 while my kiddo's at school. That's how I choose to work my business. You certainly do not have to do that. There are plenty of people who fit Plexus into the nooks and crannies of their life. So it's totally doable. So whatever your goal is, just be committed. Draw that line in the sand. I can remember when I first joined, or not when I first joined, sorry, when I first decided to work the business that I told my husband, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to give it 1 year. And in that 1 year, I am going to work it like a business, not like a hobby. I'm going to be focused and committed and I am going to work Plexus every day. But when I was first doing that, I didn't have a lot of time. I worked over 40 hours a week with a 1-hour commute each way, had a baby at home. I really did have to fit Plexus into the nooks and crannies of my life. And you can too. You really can. So we're going to talk tonight about some of those initial things as a new ambassador that you can do every day to get your business going. What's important though is that you're consistent, especially if we're using social media or just, working your business every single day. You cannot take time off your Plexus business. It's just like your regular job. If you want to be successful, you can't take a lot of time off. So consistency is key with Plexus, especially when, we talk about sharing the business, not selling, sharing that. The more people see you being consistent and using the products and talking about the products, then, the more apt they're going to be to join you on your journey and want to try them too. If you post a couple times and then you quit, you can't expect people to want to try it too. So really being consistent in your business is so important. The other thing about being a new ambassador that we always say is don't wait to share. And I know some of you out there may be like, I want to try the products first. I'm not sure I even like this pink stuff. Like, I don't want to work the business until I get my results. We've all said that. But experience has taught all of us that that's a mistake. You do not want to wait to share your Plexus journey. Here's why. A couple of reasons. One, people are skeptical anyway of Plexus, typically. And so let's say your goal is weight loss and you want to lose weight on Plexus, right? But you don't want to share until you lose weight, okay? So 3-4 months go by, then all of a sudden you've hit your goal weight and then you're going to start posting about Plexus. People are probably going to even be more skeptical because they're going to be like, wait a minute, all of a sudden you've lost this weight and now you start telling us about Plexus. Human nature, we want to be a part of someone's journey, especially if you're sharing that on social media. These are your friends and your family. They're going to want to see what you're doing along the way. Let them be a part of that. In fact, ask them to do it with you. It is way more fun to go on this new health journey with a partner, with somebody to take the pink drink with you, even if it's just one person. The other thing about waiting to share, and I don't want this to come across as harsh, but the more I've learned about Plexus, the more I really believe it. It's actually a little selfish for us to not share Plexus right away. Because if my goal is weight loss and I don't share anything about Plexus until I've hit that goal weight, there are so many of my friends that are suffering with other issues that Plexus could help with immediately, that they could actually get help with while I am waiting to see if the products work for my weight loss, right? I'm telling you guys that the products work. If you're brand new, you may not have that belief or confidence yet in the products, but your sponsor does. I do. Use my belief, use my confidence, and share that with people. It's almost like being in a room and everyone in the room has a headache and you have Tylenol in your purse, but you're not going to tell them you have that Tylenol. So don't wait to share. Do not wait until you know everything about the products either. Use your upline and your sponsors for that knowledge. So when you're brand new, what are you going to do, right? What is the thing to do when you're a brand new ambassador? So you want to have an action plan and some attainable goals. The first thing we talk about is aiming for silver. That's the very first rank in the company. You only need 3 ambassadors under you, and those ambassadors don't have to want to work the business. They only need to want to take their products and get the wholesale rate. The other goal that you want as a new ambassador is 500 PV. Now, the great thing about Plexus is we don't have any monthly quotas. Nothing's going to happen if you don't hit 500 PV. The reason we say that, though, in your first month is because that's going to get you a really nice check. Once we hit 500 PV, you get an additional 25% commission. Below 500, it's a 15% commission. So that's a big difference, and that's a nice bump in your check. And especially if you can do that your first month, that's how it's pretty easy to get your products paid for. And we tell people, hit silver, get 500 PV. That's only about 4 or 5 people, depending upon what they order. So it could be 3 ambassadors, 3 customers, it just depends on what they order and what your products cost. But generally, if people have between 3 and 5 customers, that's enough to get their products paid for. Now, if you are here and you're not sure about the business and maybe you do just want to get your products paid for, that's fine. There are people that just have a handful of customers and they're comfortable with that, and that's their goal. That's totally fine. That's awesome. But for those of you who joined and you're gung-ho to work the business, there is something called Fast Start Gold. And this is when in your first 30 days as an ambassador, you get 20 ambassadors under you, you fast start rank to gold. This is totally doable. Lots of people have done it. It is a stretch goal though, right? So if you have just joined, or maybe you just signed somebody on your team, don't be afraid to tell them about Fast Start. Sometimes people are afraid to share Fast Start as a goal because they don't want to scare off the new ambassador, or they don't think they'd want to go after it. But at least provide them the information. You never know. I love to use my story as an example because when I joined just for the discount. I told my upline, Sarah Taylor, don't add me to your Facebook group, and I'm not working the business. So 2 weeks into my Plexus journey, 2 weeks into my Fast Start, I didn't want anything to do with the business. Had she not brought it up to me, even though I had told her no, I would not be here and I would not have fast started. So I fast started gold in 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks of my 30 days. We've had people on the team fast start gold. Michelle Collins fast started gold twice. She did it on her leg, and then she signed her husband up under her and fast started his leg fast start gold. So it's doable. If that is your goal, please reach out to your sponsor, because one of the great things about fast starting gold is that you can't wait until the products work for you, right? Like you really have to start posting right away and reach out to people and kind of be bold. We've actually had people hit silver before they ever got their own welcome pack. So it's doable, guys. It just is whatever goals you set for yourself. The thing though about Plexus, and this is the part I love, is that it's about relationships, right? Especially when you're first starting out, your network are your friends and family. So you want to keep that relationship first and foremost, always. Plexus second. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about social media and making your first Facebook post. You hear that a lot. It's a big deal to make your first post. That's kind of like your how you're letting people know that you're launching your business. Posting on Facebook is very effective. In fact, I did a quick video today on the team page of posting on Facebook. That first post is very important. You want to share Plexus, but you don't want to sell. I'm pretty passionate about posting on Facebook because that's how I've built my business. Now, certainly that's not the only thing I've done. Like, you can't just post and hope something's going to happen. You also have to take action behind that, and we'll talk about that later. But purely posting on Facebook can be really, really effective. But you want to be smart about it, and you want to be strategic, and you want to realize that you're still focused on those relationships with people. So your very first Plexus post should be about either how you're excited to get started, or a picture of you with your pink drink, like, oh, I had my first pink drink. I love it. It tastes great. And that's it. Those are the posts that we want to make. You don't want to say things like, message me, join my team, let me know if you want more information. That just comes across as very salesy. And when your friends are scrolling your feed, when they see those types of things, they're just going to scroll right past. But if they just see Plexus being a part of your life and your health journey, then they're going to be more interested and they're going to want more information. So that's what you want to do with social media. And, try to always make your posts personal. There are so many good posts out there that all of us make. In fact, I posted one tonight with the Success Magazine cover because it talks about the 9-to-5 job is now over, right? The way people are making money is changing. I expect a lot of people to copy that post and use it and share it. However, you always want to make sure when you're copying somebody's post that you make it your own. right? You want it to come across from you. You want your friends to know it's your voice. The other thing is, as Plexus becomes more well-known and more people are using it, people in your network are going to have multiple Plexus people in their newsfeed. If they see all of us sharing the same post on the same day, even if it's an original post that even you have written, but other people have shared, it's going to look spammy and it's going to look salesy. So always try to be authentic in your social media posting. As a new ambassador, you know, a lot of times you don't even have to do a major Plexus post. A lot of people get worried like, oh, what am I going to post about? You can just say, I had a great workout today at the gym. Glad I took my Plexus beforehand, you know, to have a good workout. Or, you know, man, I slept great last night. It doesn't have to be some great, huge testimony to share. The other thing to keep in mind when it comes to social media, we do have to be compliant, okay? Plexus, we cannot claim to treat or cure any illness. Even though many of us, myself included, are off medications and have better levels and might be have a diagnosis reversed, we are not a pharmaceutical. And so the FDA and the FTC does not allow us to do that, no matter if it's your truth. So we can't post that on social media. We do have to stay compliant. There are ways, though, to be compliant and to say things in compliance. And if you're not sure, ask your sponsor, ask me, post on the team page. Say, hey, guys, I want to talk about this issue that I had that Plexus helped me with. I know I can't say the diagnosis. How can I post about it, right? We are all here to help you guys. I promise you. Don't ever hesitate to ask something on the team page. We are very, very fortunate. I'm kind of getting off on a tangent here. I'm sorry. But I was talking to somebody today on another team. We don't realize how fortunate we are to be on such an awesome team. I mean, not only just our Pink Rock Stars is an awesome group of people, but our upline, our Diamond Sarah Taylor, there are so many teams out there that never even see their diamond, let alone get like trainings and posts and a team page by their diamond or get their diamond answering questions. And a lot of teams don't even have team pages. They don't even do calls or trainings or anything. So we're very fortunate. And I want you guys to know who are new. Our team is very helpful. I've actually never, you know, I worked in higher education for almost 15 years. I was an executive, and I've never worked anywhere with more helpful, supportive people. So don't be afraid to ever post on the team page if you have a question or you're not sure. The other thing you want to do when you're a brand new ambassador is your Franks list. Now, what the heck is that? Franks, you can Google it. It stands for friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kids, and something else is the S. I cannot remember what it stands for. I should have it in my notes. But basically what you want to do, and there's a file on our team page called Memory Jogger. This is the same thing. Basically what you want to do when you're starting your business, you want to make a list of 40 to 100 people. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Amy, you're crazy. I don't know 100 people. Yes, you do. So, and you want to write their name down, okay? It doesn't matter. Don't worry right now in the beginning what you're going to do with those people. This is something I did as a new ambassador. It was pretty much my first week when I decided to work the business. I started doing it on a spreadsheet, but then I just couldn't keep up with it. So I actually did it in my notebook. You literally write down everyone you can think of. Write their name. I don't care if they're an enemy of yours. I don't care if you're not sure if they'd like Plexus. Write their name down. Then just the process of making that list, you're going to think of other people you may not have thought of. So it's just a good exercise in getting all these people's names down. Then what you're going to do, you're going to pick like your top 3 people out of that list that you really think need Plexus, either the products, the opportunity, or you would just like for them to do this with you as an accountability partner on your journey. And then you're going to reach out to them, right? And you're going to just, you know, your sponsor can help you with how to reach out to them. Or if the 3 names you write down are like your sister, your best friend, and your mom, just, you know, they're your sister, your best friend, and your mom. Reach out to them about why you would like for them to start Plexus. That list is something that you are going to have all the way up until you rank to the top of the company. And even then, you still have your Frank's list or your list of 100. It's people that you know need Plexus and that you eventually want to reach out to, and you're continually adding people to that list and you're reaching out to people. So that's the first thing you want to do. The other thing as a new ambassador that you'll hear us talk about, and to be honest, when I first heard IPA or I saw it posted IPA, I thought beer because I didn't know what an IPA was. IPA stands for income producing activity. When you're serious about your business, you want to spend your time, especially if you're somebody like me in the beginning, you only have 15-minute increments or you only have like an hour a day total you can work on Plexus. You really need to be focused on your IPAs. So, and I got caught in this, so I know other people have too. Scrolling on Facebook is not an IPA. That is not earning you income. Reaching out to people, though, on Facebook Messenger, that's an IPA. Sending emails, posting about Plexus, working on your list, watching a training video, all of that is an IPA. So you want to always be doing something every day to work your business. As a new ambassador, what's important is taking your own products, posting about Facebook, and sharing Plexus with people. I know in the beginning, it is hard to not puke Plexus because you want to share everything about Plexus with people. Or when somebody asks, you want to tell them everything about the company. Don't worry about working Plexus into the conversation. It will come up. If you keep the relationship with that person first and Plexus second, I promise you Plexus will come into that conversation if you're focused on the relationship. Sorry here. So your action plan. We're going to talk a little bit more about a social media strategy and why being consistent is so important. Like I said, whatever social media outlet you use, you might not be a big Facebook person. I've got a couple college students who are ambassadors on my team. Apparently Facebook now is just for us old people. So they're like, you know what, Amy, we do Snapchat. I'm like, that's great. Whatever your forte is, that's what you want to focus on. You don't want to do all social media. Some people build their business on LinkedIn. Other people do it on Snapchat, Pinterest, whatever it is, focus on that. I talk about Facebook a lot because that's how I built mine, and I know that's how the majority of people on the team are still using Facebook. So being consistent in social media is important. One post is not going to get somebody to join your team and buy Plexus, right? What you're doing with your posts, you are having a conversation. You are sharing a story and your journey over time. So those individual those posts about join my team, those don't tell people anything about Plexus. But as they see you drinking your pink drink, they see an article about gut health, they see maybe you slept better and now you've lost some weight, then now all of a sudden they're interested in Plexus. So you're telling a story and you're journaling your experience with sprinkle in some things about the products maybe or an article on gut health, but you're really telling your journey. Don't be discouraged, you guys, though, if nobody comments or likes your post. Now, we do have to think about the Facebook algorithm because you know, the way the Facebook algorithm is, your friends are not seeing your posts unless Facebook thinks they need to see your posts. But don't get discouraged. Very, very, very rarely did anyone who's on this team, who's my level 1, did you ever comment on one of my Facebook posts? I don't think many people did at all. But what they did is they'll send you a private message, right? So don't get discouraged. Just because they don't like or comment doesn't mean they haven't seen it. People are always watching you. That's why consistency is also so important because you might have these people that are like, oh, you know what? I see Heather using Plexus. She's been posting about it every day. I might try it. Well, then all of a sudden, Heather quits posting about Plexus for like a week or 2 weeks. And they're like, oh, well, it's not really legit. Like I knew it was a scam or I knew it didn't really work. She's not using it anymore. And so, you know, that's why consistency is so important. We talk a lot, though, about building your brand in social media. You can't just post about Plexus because then you are just spamming your friends. you need to continue to use social media as it was intended. You know, whether that's pictures of your kids or your cats or sharing the meal you made, you need to keep those personal posts going. And for those of us working the business, it's really easy for us to get sucked in to too many Plexus posts. I've certainly done it. I've been there. Especially you friend more ambassadors and then your news feed turns into being nothing but Plexus. You might post too often. So my rule that I had in the beginning when I was a new ambassador, especially because I was, I was still a little leery. I didn't really want to bug my friends. So I only posted once a day about Plexus. That was it. That was my once a day. And I made sure it was during high traffic times. And you'll know when most of your friends are on Facebook, right? It's either in the morning, sometimes before work, or in the evenings. If you have a lot of parents that you're friends with, after the kids go to bed, people are usually more active on Facebook. So I went for once a day. Now, certainly now I post more often about Plexus. But when I post more often about Plexus, you'll notice I'm also posting a lot more personal stuff because I don't just want to be that Plexus person. So a good ratio is 1 to 2. For every 1 Plexus post, you want to have 2 personal posts. Now, if you're somebody who never posted on Facebook before Plexus, you can't all of a sudden just start posting about Plexus because your friends are going to be like, wait a minute. So if you weren't active on Facebook, then you want to slowly start using your Facebook more often for personal things and then start peppering in those Plexus posts because we do not want to spam our friends, right? We want to educate them. We want to inspire them. We want it to be personal. So think about that in your posting. The other thing about social media is your brand. I remember when Sarah Cunningham first asked me, like, Amy, what's your brand? I didn't know what she was talking about. Your brand, and you may not know it right now, and it might take time to figure it out. It's kind of how you portray yourself and how people see you. So your brand could be somebody who is a healthy mom who has crazy kids, and you post about it on Facebook. Your brand could be like you're outspoken and you're knowledgeable and you love drinking wine. Whatever your I'm terrible. I need Sarah to jump in here. I can't put into words what your brand is. But that's what you're portraying on social media. So like it or not, if you're working your business on Facebook, your personal Facebook page is now your business page. And some people don't like to hear that. Here's what I mean by that. If I am posting a lot of negative stuff on Facebook and I'm complaining a lot and I'm very negative in all my posts, and then all of a sudden I post Plexus, nobody's going to want to buy Plexus from me, right? Because all they see is the negative. If I'm posting a lot of, I know it's a highly charged political time right now with the election and the shootings and religion and all of that. But guess what, guys? No one's mind has ever been changed by a Facebook post, right? No one's beliefs have ever been changed. So you also don't want to be posting a lot of political things or taking one side over the other in major debates. And I know some people don't want to hear that because you're like, well, it's my personal Facebook page. Well, it's also now your business page, and you're going to alienate all of those people that Plexus could help. But because you posted something controversial, they're not going to now, right? And then the other thing too, if you're posting, and I'm not saying be fake, I'm not saying don't post your dirty laundry or you're having a bad day. But if that's all you're posting and then you sprinkle in hey, I feel great with Plexus, people are not going to buy it, right? So just think about your brand that you're portraying on social media. So, I'm sorry, we're going to skip that slide. I talked about your first post. There it is. See, Sarah, she already told me. She was like, I already have these slides, so you're going to want to skip them. Sorry, guys. I was meeting a new level 1, Ashley. I was meeting her and did not get a chance to look at that. So S is service organizations on your Frank's list. So, if you're in any community organizations, clubs, kids clubs, sports, all of that. Post on Facebook. Man, she did slides for all of this. I should have paid attention. Okay, so what happens all of a sudden, right? You made your first post and somebody commented. They're like, how much is this pink drink, right? That's what everybody says. Okay, what is it? How much is it? What do you do when somebody is interested? Well, what you don't want to do is puke plexus. You want to keep it simple. You don't have to give them all of the information right up front. You want to engage them in a conversation. Here's what I recommend when you're brand new. And I actually still do this. No matter what anybody asks you, what is it? How much is it? Can I have your website? Send me some information. No matter what they ask, I always come back with, I would love to tell you more about Plexus. I have a 2 to 3 sentence blurb on what Plexus is. We're a health and wellness company based in Arizona with products that heal from the inside out. What are your health goals? I always ask them, what are your health goals? And here's why. Plexus, we have so much information. It is easy to overwhelm people when they ask what Plexus is. I mean, we have 15 products. They're all amazing. You certainly don't want to send them all that information because if I'm them, I'm not reading it. What you want to do is ask them what their health goals are. Then come back with a product recommendation and really tell them how Plexus can help them specifically and individually, right? They don't know when they ask you how much it is, they don't know that's not the question they should be asking, right? They should be asking you, how can Plexus help me? So you need to direct that conversation on how Plexus can help them. When you're brand new, you're not going to know that. So don't feel like you have to. But what you have to do when you're brand new is use your upline. If your upline's not working the business, use their upline. If they're not working the business, use the next upline, even if you have to come to me. All right, guys? I've had a couple people this week tell me that either because I'm a jewel or because my team's so big, they don't want to bother me. Please bother me. I'm not saying jump your sponsor. We've got a lot of awesome rock stars on this team. But don't ever hesitate to reach out to me. That's what I'm here for. In the beginning, though, you're going to want to put your sponsor in a 3-way chat with your potentials. I promise you this is effective. It's how I got to gold. It's how I got to almost senior gold. Anytime somebody would ask me something about Plexus, I would say, oh, I'm so excited to tell you about it. Plexus is a health and wellness company, but you know what? I don't know a lot about the products. My friend Sarah knows way more. I want to make sure that I don't steer you wrong. I'm going to add her to this message. And I would just throw her in. And then not only would she be able to provide that product knowledge that you don't have as a new ambassador, and I certainly didn't have it either, but I also was able to model her behavior and her answers and how she answered questions, and that's how I learned. Okay? And a lot of times too, when you're a brand new ambassador, you're talking to your friends and family, and for whatever reason, that third-party validation from somebody they don't know is what they believe. And I know that sounds crazy, right? It's happened to me too. I'm telling them why they need the probiotic, and I may even know a little bit about it, but they're not going to believe it from me until they hear it from Sarah Taylor that they don't even know. So I still will throw Sarah into a 3-way now sometimes with the potential. So please, please do that. The thing that makes Plexus different and that makes our business different is we are not a one-size-fits-all. We do not want to send people to our website just to buy something. That's not why we're here, guys. We are here to change people's lives. In order to do that, we have to be their consultant. We have to ask them what their health issues are. That way we can recommend a product that's actually going to work for them. I couldn't tell you how many times people want to start Plexus for weight loss. They think they need Slim and Accelerator, but after I talk to them, they have an autoimmune disease, and I know from doing my research into gut health that they could take Slim and Accelerator till the cows came home and they would not lose a pound. They actually need the probiotic and the vitamin. So that's why it's so important. And that's why you never, ever, ever want to post your website or send your website to somebody until you've had that conversation. If you post your website, you have no idea who's clicking on it and either getting sticker shock because they clicked retail or getting overwhelmed by all of the products, and then you never hear from them. Or what you don't want to happen is somebody orders something without you knowing, and it's something they should not take and they're not going to see results on, and then they're going to have a bad taste in their mouth for Plexus, because we certainly want people to be successful on their products. So please, please, I can't stress enough to use your upline. You are not bugging them, I promise you. I don't care if you ask them the same question 50 times a day. We have all done it. It's how we learn. So people ask like a strategy. Do I want customers? Do I want ambassadors? What do I want? What I say in the beginning is you want both. Don't focus so much in the beginning on customers versus ambassadors. Let the consumer decide what route they want to go. What you should be concerned with is sharing how Plexus can help them. Then when you get into the conversation about purchasing, I lay out all three options and I let them decide. But just so you know, it's good to have a mix, right? So customers get you instant PV. We talked last week about personal volume. You get paid on your personal volume. You get commission qualified on your personal volume. The only thing that goes into that PV amount are your personal orders and customer orders. So if you don't have any customers, it's up to you to get that 100 PV. If you have a customer though, they're providing that 100 PV for you. It's a great way to get instant income because you're going to get paid off your volume right away. The other thing too is people who are happy customers, they will eventually upgrade to an ambassador because it's the cheapest way to buy the products. Now, if you want to build your business though, so there are plenty of people who get a great check and they have customers. That's not going to give you the residual income and the full-time income that is the beauty of network marketing, right? That's the awesome thing about network marketing is you do the work up front and you build a team of ambassadors under you, and then you eventually, one of these days, you're getting paid for work that you did a long time ago, right? That's residual income. So ambassadors always will give you that residual income. The other thing about ambassadors is you have the chance that they will multiply. Customers will never multiply. Ambassadors will. Just like me, Sarah Taylor signed me as a wholesaler. She had no idea when she signed me that I would start working the business and run a team, right? So it's that exponential growth and earning power that you get from having ambassadors. The way our compensation plan is, and I'll talk about it here in a little bit, we get paid 11 different ways. To hit the ranks in our company, you only get rank credit from ambassadors, okay? We love, though, our wholesale ambassadors. So I want people to know this is something I tell everyone on the three-way calls that I do. A lot of people only join for the discount, and we love you guys. Actually, if you didn't know it, the majority of the ambassadors on the Pink Rockstars are only in it for the discount. I've got about 2,300 ambassadors on the team, and I'd say 1,900 of them are only in it for the discount. So they're actually the backbone to our organization. We love our wholesalers. There's never any pressure to sell. But if you do want to work the business, you want to add ambassadors to your team. And we can talk on another training a little bit more specifically about, growing wide. So you always want to be adding level 1 ambassadors to your team. It's great once they start to add their own and you grow deep with different levels, but you definitely want to be wide, and we can talk about the strategy behind that. So one thing that happens a lot when you're a brand new ambassador, well, it happens all the time, but when you're a brand new ambassador, you may not know how to answer some of these objections, right? You hear these all of the time. Is it FDA approved? Is it, it's too expensive? It's a pyramid scheme. I don't have the time. Why go broke? If you know the answers to these questions right now and you know how to overcome those, then when somebody hits you with that objection, you're not going to fumble. Because in the beginning, it made me get that pit in my stomach when I post on Facebook. Yay, I'm so excited about my Plexus business. And then somebody hits me with a message. I just want you to know that the reviews on this cause liver failure and it's terrible and the FDA pulled it. And I'm like, what? Okay, No, one, none of that is true. But you need to know how to overcome these objections. In the beginning, again, use your upline, all right? If somebody asks you that, say, oh my gosh, somebody asked me it's FDA approved. What do I say? We also have a training on, it's called the Shield of Confidence. I encourage everyone to go to the YouTube page and watch that. But really quickly, I'm just going to go over how I would answer these so you guys can hear about some of like my quick responses, right? So, is it FDA approved? No, it's not approved or disapproved. The FDA only does food and drugs. Supplements and vitamins are not food and drugs. So, any vitamin you've ever taken, baby formula, any protein powder you've ever had off the shelf at GNC, none of it is FDA approved. However, Plexus works closely with the FDA. They do have oversight. So we work hand in hand with them every day. So a lot of people, though, will say that, not realizing that nothing they've ever taken is FDA approved as far as a vitamin is concerned. You might hear people say about the business, yeah, well, I'm not interested because I'm not a salesperson. That's great. We actually don't want you to be a salesperson. We just want you to take your products, love them, and share that love with other people. We do not want you to be a salesperson. It's too expensive. I hear that a lot. That's too expensive. How much is it? And so my quick response is, oh, actually, I use the feel, felt, found. Well, actually, I felt that way too. I thought it was too expensive in the beginning when I was looking into Plexus. But what I found is that it's actually only $3 a day. And that's for one of our combos that has 3 products. What I also found once I started is that I saved $59 my first month. After 4 months, I had saved $300, and that was with buying my own product. So for me, it actually costs me money now to not be on Plexus. The other thing about the price objection, you guys, it is not expensive. Now, I get it when people are on a tight budget and they don't have like $100 worked into their monthly budget specifically for the triplex. That I get. But the majority of people afford what they want to afford. And, a lot of these people, you will see them drinking their Cokes and their Starbucks and all of that. So when somebody tells you it's expensive, it's okay to say it's not, right? It's really not. It's just a couple bucks a day. But people have to be ready to make that investment in their health. My favorite one, and this one made me nervous in the beginning. Is it a pyramid scheme? It's a pyramid scheme. I know you guys have family members that thought that. My bestie Sarah, her dad thought that. When I got her to drink the Kool-Aid, he was like, yeah, Amy just got you into a pyramid scheme. So in the beginning, that made me nervous. I didn't know what to say. So here's what you say, guys. Oh my gosh, I thought that too. But you know what? Pyramid schemes are illegal. I would never be involved in anything illegal. A pyramid scheme is actually when there's no product exchanged. That's what a pyramid scheme is. There's no products involved, and people at the bottom give all their money to people at the top, right? That is not what Plexus is. Plexus is network marketing. We are no different than Avon or Tupperware. Our people can shop online. And network marketing is the greatest industry in the world. I can say that now because when I was new, I actually did my research. So I'd encourage you guys, if you're new to network marketing, I was a network marketing snob. I was probably one of those people that thought it was a pyramid scheme. If you do research into the industry, you will see that it is the greatest industry and one of the most profitable. People like Trump, not the politician, the businessman, people like Trump and Warren Buffett, they invest and they own network marketing companies because they're that profitable. Dave Ramsey, the get out of debt guru that people love, he recommends network marketing. He would not recommend it if it were a scam. So I love to you have those little tidbits of knowledge, then you can overcome those objections. I don't have time. I thought that too in the beginning, but you really can work this in the nooks and crannies of your life. Now that might mean you have to be a little bit more organized and really schedule your 15 minutes every day. I know for me, I would get up early and I would work on my lunch hour sometimes too to get in my 15 or 20 minutes. But you really, really can work it in the nooks and crannies. And when somebody tells me they don't have time for Plexus because they're too busy with work, I tell them that just means they need it that much more. Because if they're so busy with work or something that they're not enjoying their life, they need this opportunity for the chance at that freedom. Well, I go broke doing this. Nope. The great thing about Plexus is you pay your $34.95. That's it. You actually don't have to buy your own products. Now, that's silly because we want everyone to be a product of the product. But our company is not like others. You do not have to stock inventory. You do not have to purchase your own stuff. You literally just have to pay $34.95 and then, take your own products. One thing you want to do though, so you've posted, you've gotten someone interested, you've overcome their objections, you've made a recommendation for the triplex, they have placed an order. Now what do? It's very, very, very important to set expectations for Plexus, right? We want everyone to give Plexus 90 days. If somebody is buying Plexus and they're only going to do it for 30 days, chances are they're wasting their money. Be bold, and it's okay to tell people that, guys. It's okay to tell them, like, okay, look, you are going to feel better. You are going to lose weight. Your cravings are going to be better. Like, all of this is going to happen. I promise you that, but it's not going to happen overnight. We are about getting healthy from the inside. The great thing about that is Plexus is the last thing you're ever going to have to try. But for those of us that like instant gratification, we really have to pour our belief into these people around our products because they don't have it. And look, I was one of those. I tried every diet under the sun. If within the first 2 weeks I didn't feel like I lost weight, I hit the road and I was on to something else. So someone like me, you really have to set those expectations and explain, die off might happen. You might detox and really have an open conversation with them. This is why those 3-way calls with your new ambassadors are so important. We talked about it on a call the other night. I didn't want to do phone calls because I was like anti-phone. I didn't think other people wanted to talk on the phone. But it's so helpful because, guys, everyone who buys Plexus, everyone, they do it because they want results on the products. It's up to us to help them get those results. Most people are used to going to the store, buying a vitamin off the shelf, and nobody ever checks in with them to make sure they're having success. So they may not be used to us checking in with them and really making sure they have success on the product. So get your upline involved. As a new ambassador, when you get your first customer or your first ambassador, get your upline involved to help explain their expectations and what they might experience. And the other thing I found, we have to give our customers and our ambassadors permission to tell us they feel like crap, right? A lot of times we check in and we're like, how you feeling? Oh, everything's fine, everything's great. And then you find out they quit taking their products. And you're like, well, wait, why'd you quit? Well, I wasn't really feeling too good. Why didn't you tell me? Well, I didn't really want to tell you. Here's the thing, guys. You're now the crazy Plexus person. Like it or not, like embrace it, put it on your shirt, right? You're the crazy Plexus person. Because of that, people are afraid to tell us when they feel bad. They think we're over here like drinking pink and it's unicorns and rainbows all the time. So I tell people, like, look, it's okay to tell me you feel bad. It's okay to tell me you got a headache. I want to know that so I can help you feel better, right? So I can help you get through that detox. So give them permission to tell you they feel bad. Follow-up. I could do a whole training on follow-up. In fact, I did the other night. We did a whole training on follow-up. As a new ambassador, I know you feel like you're bugging people. You do. You feel like you're bugging people, especially if you've never done network marketing before. You feel like following up, you're bugging people. But I want to share these statistics with you. 44% of people they do not follow up after one time. So almost half of all people never follow up, right? Over 80% of all sales happen in the 5th to 12th follow-up. So if you are only following up with somebody about Plexus, even when they tell you no, once or twice, you're missing that opportunity, right? So you definitely want to follow up with people and be bold. I promise you, you're not bothering them. Here's the thing. People are not thinking about Plexus 24/7 like we are, right? And we have products that can change their life. Just because they don't believe that yet or know that yet, Do not ever feel bad sharing that with them. Now, I'm not saying be salesy and follow up. Have you bought yet? Have you bought yet? Are you ready to buy? Are you ready to buy? That's not what I'm talking about. But when your friend Laura has migraines and you know Plexus can help her, never be afraid to follow up and tell her, like, look, I know this can help you. Are you ready yet? Are you ready to get started? And when she says, no, not yet, say, okay, what's holding you back? And, you know, it's okay to ask for that objection. We have to know that in order to overcome it. When you're new, you're sometimes afraid for people to tell you no. Look, guys, they're going to tell you no. You got to be okay with it. No does not mean forever, right? I like to tell the story. You're at a restaurant and, you know, they're known for their cheesecake. And everyone who goes to this restaurant gets the cheesecake. Waitress comes over, asks you if you want cheesecake. You tell her no. What does she do? She doesn't go home and quit. She doesn't go cry in the kitchen. She says, okay, and she moves on to the next table because she knows that doesn't mean you're never, ever going to eat cheesecake ever, or you're not going to come back and want it next time, right? So she goes to the next tables, and then she eventually comes back to see if maybe you change your mind and you do like the cheesecake. That's all it is. When people tell you no, it doesn't mean no forever. I am like the biggest example of that. Sarah Taylor will tell you, we can count. I said no to her 5 times. I didn't know Sarah. We were not friends before Plexus, total strangers. So I was a big butthead to her too, guys. Like, if she had been my friend, I probably wouldn't have been such a butthead. But I was like, no way, crazy lady. I did not want this pink stuff. Had she not followed up with me, shoot, none of us would be on this call right now. So that is how important follow-up is. But in follow-up, you don't just want to say like, hey, have you thought about it? Hey, let me know when you're ready. Hey, if you're interested. No, you want to always, one, set the next communication. So say, okay, I'm going to check in with you in 2 days. Okay, great. You know, I'm going to give you a call tomorrow after you have a chance to look over the information I sent you, right? And be bold. Always assume that they're going to try Plexus. So I always say, can't wait for you to get started. When you place your order, I'm going to call you. When you get your order, I'm going to call you to go over it. You're going to love the taste of Slim. I always assume that they're ordering in the language that I use with them because I really believe in these products that much. I know they need them, right? And so I'm sharing that belief with them. Okay, just a couple slides here. I know we've been on here a little bit longer. I feel like I've been rambling. I'm sorry, guys. So compensation. How do we get paid? I'm going to go over this briefly. Like I said, we can do a whole training on it. We get paid 11 different ways. One of the ways, and the most common, is we get paid on PV, okay? If you have a customer order or you place your own order, that goes into your total for your PV. You get 15% commission, went up to $499. 500 or more, you get 25%. We also, on top of that, get preferred customer cash bonuses. Anytime you have a customer that's preferred and they place an order, you get a cash bonus. Every single product, every single order. There's a chart in the back office on what that amount is. So like on the triplex, you get 20 bucks. On Slim, you get 15 bucks, okay? We also get what's called a business building bonus. This is also called the welcome pack bonus. So the great thing about a welcome pack, for the consumer, it's the cheapest way to buy. If I am a new ambassador and I buy the triplex welcome pack, that is way cheaper than me being an ambassador and ordering the triplex. So make sure even your wholesale ambassadors that join, they're buying a welcome pack. You're saving them money. The other great thing, though, is when they buy a welcome pack, you get money. You get $25 or $50 for every welcome pack on the people who join your level ones. The cool thing, though, is welcome packs also pay 4 levels up. So if I sign a brand new level 1, I get $25 or $50. Sarah Taylor gets a piece of that welcome pack. Her sponsor, Jamie Mays, gets a piece of that welcome pack. Her sponsor, Zach Hinkle, also gets a piece of that welcome pack. The company puts half of all of those profits back into their ambassadors. So that, and we get paid those bonuses every Friday. That's a nice little bonus in our check. As you rank within Plexus, you also get a rank bonus. The very first one that we talk about is silver. It's a $100 bonus. Gold is $250 on up, right? It's a great, great bonus. If you fast start, they double that. So you get an additional fast start bonus. Now, the other thing, I'm going to skip points for a second. We get profit sharing. This is what makes Plexus unique. This is what makes our compensation plan unique, and how you can have that residual income. Once you hit the rank of emerald, that's the jewel level. When you hear us talk about jewels, that's emerald, sapphire, and diamond. You get profit sharing in the company. Company puts half of all of their commissionable profits back into a pool, and they pay that to their ambassadors every month. So when you're an emerald, you get 3% of the profit share for emeralds. When you're ranked a sapphire, you still get the 3% emerald pool. You also get 3% sapphire pool. When you rank to diamond, you get a 1% profit share in the diamond pool, plus the sapphire pool, plus the emerald pool. So it's a huge, huge bonus in your check. Plexus points also is very unique to our company. And this is what took me, oh man, a good few months. I think I probably had ranked past senior gold, and I still, points would not click in my brain. So I'm going to try to explain this as simple as I can. And if it doesn't click, don't feel bad. It will, I promise. To get points, you only get points from ambassadors on your team. We do not get paid points for customers, okay? Anytime an ambassador on your team places a order of 100 PV, you get points. To make it simple, for your first 3 levels, so level 1, level 2, or level 3, when they order, you get 5 points for them. We get paid all the way down on points to level 7. So like level 4s get you 4 points, level 5s get you 3 points, and so on. But let's keep the math simple, right? Everyone at the end of the month, if you have an ambassador under you who's ordered, you get paid a bonus on those points. So you're brand new, you signed up your mom and your sister, you've got 2 ambassadors under you, they order the triplex, you're going to end the month with 10 points. Plexus comes up with a point value every single month. That point value is usually around $3. So if you have 2 ambassadors under you that order the triplex, you got 10 points, that's an extra $30, 10 times 3, in your check every month. Where this adds up is the bigger your team is. The more ambassadors on your team, the more points you're going to close the month with, right? So a gold ambassador has at least 100 points. They're going to get at least $300 for their point bonus. Now, where this really gets big is last month, I closed the month around 4,000 points. So when you multiply that by $3, that is a heck of a bonus in your check. Oh, Heather, Sonia Dudley has a great video on pay points. That's how it clicked for you. Thank you for sharing. Maybe if you still have that, you want to post the link maybe on the team page. If you can find it, that's really good, because it did. It took a while for it to click for me too. So rank does not matter to get paid pay points. Like I said, you have 1 or 2 ambassadors under you, you're going to get paid those pay points. Points, though, is also how we rank. So to hit gold, you need 100 points. To hit senior gold, you need 250 points. You only get those through ambassadors. So we can talk about that a month. The cool thing about Plexus too, we get paid 5 times a month, guys. I've never worked anywhere that paid us 5 times a month. I can remember my very first job, they paid us monthly, and I thought that was normal. My second job, they paid us every 2 weeks. I thought that was like fantastic. I'm like, oh man, I'm not running out of money at the end of the month when they're paying me every 2 weeks. We get paid every Friday, the welcome pack bonuses, and then on the 15th of the month, we get paid everything else for the previous month. So on July 15th, we got paid everything from June. Yes, look at Sarah. She did all my stuff. I probably should have looked at this better. So there it is, all about how points work. I hope I explained that, and we'll get Heather's video from Sonia Dudley. So here are like the first 2 ranks. This is what everyone should strive for, is silver first. And I am a big proponent. Even if you want to hit diamond, that is your goal. We're going to take it 1 rank at a time, right? So silver is the very first thing. You only need 3 active ambassadors under you. So that means those 3 ambassadors either have to order a welcome pack or have 100 PV. You get a $100 bonus. Here's the thing, guys. The average annual income for our silver ambassadors is $5,000 a year. That is life-changing money for people. And you only need 3 ambassadors under you to hit silver. That's huge. To hit gold, that's the next rank. You need 100 points. Now, when you're trying to rank for gold, it's usually all level 1s. Level 1s are 5 points. So to get 100 points, you need 20 active ambassadors under you, okay? It's a $250 bonus, and look at that. The average annual income for something you're doing in the nooks and crannies of your life is $12,378 a year. That's huge. Now, for those of you on the call who are pushing to gold and you're not gold yet, I want to tell you it is the hardest rank in the company to hit. And you're probably looking at me like I'm crazy, like, isn't diamond the hardest one to hit? No, gold is the hardest one to hit. That's why we say if you can go gold, you can go diamond. So if you're sitting there and maybe you're not brand new tonight and you've been here for a year and you've not hit gold, do not get discouraged, okay? I promise you. There are diamonds at the top of the company that took a very long time to hit gold. It's the hardest rank to hit because most likely, you have to get all 20 of those people by yourself. It is very rare for anyone who's pushing for gold to actually have somebody on their team who's also working the business. So most of us who hit gold, even senior gold, we didn't have any level 2s. And if we did, maybe it was just a couple, okay? So please don't get discouraged on that. I just wanted to say that for those of you who are pushing towards gold. And then here's the other rank advancements, right, with the bonuses. The points go up in increments. So senior gold is 250 points, rubies 500, 750. And then once you get to emerald, when you hit emerald, you don't get a rank bonus. That's when you get the profit sharing, the Lexus, and the Hawaii trip. When you get to diamond, you get a new Lexus, and you actually get the chance to re-enter on your team. So Plexus lets you, when you hit diamond, you can get a re-entry position, which means you are now your own level 1. This is how awesome this company is. We only have one double diamond in the whole company, Celeste Gwynn. So she actually hit diamond, became her own level 1 again, and built that leg up and hit diamond again. Our upline, Sarah Taylor, is diamond fast start gold. So she hit diamond, she re-entered as her own level 1 and fast started gold on that leg. I was going to say something else here about these rank. Oh, so you'll see on this, they talk about points outside your primary leg. When you're pushing for gold, I don't want you to worry about that because you're not going to have a primary leg most likely, okay? Your primary leg is your level 1 ambassador who gives you the most points. And this can change anytime, okay? I think my primary leg right now is my husband, Steve. His team gives me the most points of all of my level 1s. So that means for my next rank of diamond, I have to have, you'll see it says here, 1,125 points outside primary. That means I have to have that many points outside of Steve's team, okay? So that's why you want to grow wide, right? When let's say you're pushing for gold, I believe gold is 15 points, 15 points outside your primary leg. If you're pushing for gold and you have a level 2, then that is your primary leg. You just need 15 points from anybody else on your team, okay? And that's only 3 people outside of that primary leg. That's something else that took a minute for it to click for me. Last slide. Sorry, guys, this has run over a little bit. How to set people up for success. You're going to think I'm crazy. Maybe not. I thought this was crazy at first. It's all about your mindset, right? If you think you can do it, you can do it. We heard a great quote at convention. It's my new thing. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So that's the very first thing, setting yourself up for success. You also, though, need to have the confidence and belief in our company and the products. If you don't have that because you're brand new, get it from your upline. Talk about the company. Talk about the products. The more you learn about them, the greater your confidence and your belief is going to be, right? Use all of us. Use your sidelines, guys. We are an awesome team. Use your sidelines. I probably have learned more from sidelines than I even have my upline. But don't overthink it. It's not hard. Keep it simple. Share the benefits of Plexus. Focus on the relationships with people. Do not think about it as a sale. Focus on the relationships. And just have purposeful activity around Plexus every single day. So talk to 3 people and post on Facebook. It's really that simple. Focus on your wins, right? So if you have somebody who didn't order, that's okay. If you have somebody who ordered and returned the products and quit, that's okay too. Do not let that get you down. Don't get on the roller coaster and get down into the valley of despair, because it's really easy to do. Focus on your wins. The other thing, guys, Plexus is a numbers game. If you want to work this business, it's simple. The more people you talk to about Plexus, the more people are going to join you and order from you. And that's really what it comes down to. So I hope that this was helpful. You guys, if I could tell you anything, it's that every single one of you can do this. You can do it. I promise you. There is no secret or silver bullet that makes one of us successful over the other. The only difference is from those at the top is that they kept going. When they were told no, they kept going and they kept working their business. So if there aren't any other questions, I've not seen any come through. I'm going to stop the recording and the meeting here.